Never Stop Learning, week 309. We're going to take a quick look at Face Aware Liquify in Adobe Photoshop CC 2017. All right, so this is some Adobe magic that made its way into the Creative Cloud a couple months ago. I just recently started playing around with it, so I wanted to show you guys how the controls work so you can play around with it too. All right, now take a look over here on the bottom right in the Layers panel. I've got my layer set up as a smart object. So I could apply Liquify as a smart filter. And you're going to see later on how that's really going to help me out. All right, so over here at the top, in the filter menu, I'm going to scroll through and find Liquify. Once I click on that, you're going to see the Liquify pretty much takes over the entire screen. Now we have a lot going on in here, but I'm just going to focus on Face Aware Liquify. Over here on the right in the Properties panel. Now it looks like a lot's going on here, so I'm going to just tuck some of these away. All right, we're just going to contract the properties so it's a nice, clean, organized list. All right, over here, I'm going to twirl down Face Aware Liquify. Now, the first option we have is the option to select which face in our image we're going to be working with. All right, if I click on this drop-down menu, we only have face number 1 because there's only one face in this image. All right, so if we had multiple faces, we could choose them in that list. All right, next I just want to zoom in a little bit. We're going to be working with the face mostly, so I want to make sure you guys get a really good look at what's going on here. All right, great. Now, after you select the face, you can start making changes to eyes. I'm going to twirl this down, and we have 5 different settings here. You have eye size, eye height, eye width, eye tilt, and eye distance. Starting over here at the top for eye size, Photoshop's letting me know that this is going to increase or decrease the left eye area. This one over here, this is actually going to increase or decrease the right eye area. So that goes for this entire column. This is all the right eye, and this is all the left eye. Now, if you're still not sure which one's which, Photoshop is looking at it like this. The eye that's on the left side of the screen, that's going to be your left eye. The eye that's on the right side of the screen, that's going to be your right eye. All right, cool. So starting off with eye size, I'm going to grab this slider, click and drag towards the right, and we're increasing the size of that eye. If I go towards the left, we're going to decrease the size. So here we go, large eye and a small eye. It's going to go back and forth so you guys could actually see that there. All right, now the eye on the right, she's kind of squinting there, so I want to open that up a little bit. Click and drag towards the right. Somewhere around there is going to look good, but I'm going to just over exaggerate it to make sure you guys could see the change, and I'll come back later on and fix it. All right, eye height. So this is going to expand or contract the eye vertically. I'm going to just play around with the left eye. So here we go, click and drag towards the right. All right, and then to the left, it's going to contract it. If I go to the right, we're going to expand vertically. And when I go to the left, we're going to contract vertically. All right, eye width, same thing, but now we're dealing with the horizontal. So click and drag towards the right, and the eye is now wider. If I go towards the left, it's a smaller eye. It's not as wide as it was before. All right, eye tilt, click and drag towards the right. That left eye is now tilting inward. If I go towards the left, it's actually going to tilt it outwards. Now it's going like counterclockwise. All right, I'll leave it at 0. And that's what we got for eyes. So I'm going to tuck this one away. Next, you have nose. Now, we only have 2 sliders for that, but this is really cool. All right, starting out with height. Click and drag towards the right, and we're moving it up vertically. If we go towards the left, we're going down vertically. All right, the other slider is going to deal with the horizontal, which is the nose width. Click and drag towards the right, and we're going to widen that nose. If I go towards the left, we're going to contract the nose, making it seem smaller. All right, next, we have the mouth. Now, this is a lot of fun. I saw this at Adobe Max, and I got a kick out of this. The first slider we have here is going to be our control for the smile. Now, she's already got a great smile here, but you could actually over-exaggerate it by clicking and dragging towards the right. Now she has this crazy-looking smile. All right, so here we are neutral. This is where we started off. And if I go towards the left, we're just kind of backing off on it a little bit. She still has a great smile going on there, but it's just not as big as it was before. So I'm guessing like if she wasn't smiling at all, we'd probably get like a little bit of a frown going there. All right, that looks cool. Upper lip. If I click and drag towards the right, notice the upper lip is now larger than it was before. If I go towards the left, she has a thinner upper lip. All right, so I'm going to bring it all the way to the max over here to the right. Check out the lower lip. If I go to the right with that one, the lower lip is actually smaller. So it's the opposite of the upper lip. If I go towards the left, we're going to expand it, and now she has a larger lower lip. All right, that looks good. Mouth width. All right, again, we're dealing with the horizontal now. So click and drag towards the right, and we're going to expand it horizontally, or we can contract it horizontally. All right. Then mouth height. This is going to deal vertically. So click and drag towards the right, and we're expanding it vertically. If we go towards the left, we're going to contract it. All right. So just kind of going back and forth. I'm not making fun of her. I'm just kind of trying to show you guys what the difference is. All right, cool. I'll tuck this one away. Face shape. All right, bring this one down. Now, over here at the top, we're dealing with forehead. If I click and drag towards the right, notice her hairline actually goes up, and we're increasing the area of her forehead. If I go towards the left, her hairline goes down, and now we have less forehead area. All right, so just again, playing around with it so you guys can see the differences. And again, this is like some real Adobe magic. It's just looking like a clean animation. I like it. All right, chin height. Click and drag towards the right, and that brings the chin up. All right, so we're dealing with a vertical change here. If I go towards the left, then it's bringing it down. We're actually, it's actually making her chin longer. All right, so play around with that. Jawline. Click and drag towards the right, and we're going to expand her jawline horizontally. If you go towards the left, we're starting to bring it in. We're contracting that. All right, now face width. This is going to be an overall change. So click and drag towards the right, and now her entire face is wider. Or if you go to the left, then you're going to contract it, and she has like a thinner face. All right, let's say this looks good, and we're happy with it. I'm really not, but it looks okay for now. I'm going to click OK, and it just takes care of the change right away. Now, we're using smart objects here, so that means we have smart filters. One of the cool things about that is I could turn off that smart filter, and that's going to show us the before image. All right, I'm going to turn it back on, and that's the after image. And once I do that, I can really tell I went a little overboard with her right eye. So because we're using smart filters, I can double click on that filter, and it's going to bring up the exact same settings. I can just come in here and modify them. Now, instead of making the changes in the properties panel, what I want to do is just zoom in on the face, and I want to make some on-image adjustments. All right, I'm not going to go through every single one of them again, but I just want to show you a quick way to find them. All right, notice we have control over the entire face. If I hover over an annotation, it shows me what I'm controlling. This is the forehead, so we'll bring this down or up, down, up. All right, now I'm going to come over here. This is actually going to control the face width. All right, so we could make the face wider or just contract it somewhere like that. This chin, I actually want to bring it up a little bit. That's too much. All right, great. Bring this guy up a little bit. That looks good. And what was really bothering me was this eye. So when I hover over that, it says that this is going to control the eye size. So click and drag, bring that in. And now I feel like I have more intuitive control over it. I feel like I'm actually molding some clay. All right, I'm going to click OK. And that's going to make the adjustments for me. Here, I'll turn off the smart filter. This is the before, and this is the after. Again, it's a little bit over exaggerated here. When you go to use it for your project, you might want to go with more of a subtle touch. So there you have it, folks. That's a quick look at Face Aware Liquify in Adobe Photoshop CC 2017.